I think we have the possibility, if we are serious, if all the people like me who worked as hard as we worked to get President Obama elected will now work just as hard to bring about that change, I think we have the possibility of really doing something. As you saw from the vote yesterday, in terms of reaching across the aisle, that didn't mean a thing. They did not vote. The Republicans did not vote as much as President Obama was trying to reach across the aisle. That kind of change has not come quickly, will not come unless there's some hard work, I don't think, again, another index of our not really being on the cusp of real change is that from, talking about your question about the church, from December 31st until this past Sunday, did you hear anything from the television evangelists about Gaza? As long as we're silent on what's going on with the Palestinians, as long as we act like we don't see, as long as we are controlled by the AIPAC, then no real change is going to take place in this country. And I think the possibility is there if we wake up and say, wait a minute, this has got to change, and we do something, and not look for Barack to be able to do it by himself, or think that 51, 52, 53 senators and Barack can do it, but all of us working together, I think the possibility is there. But in terms of us being on the cusp, no, we're somewhere in the vicinity, but not on the cusp of it. I have no reaction. It was quite obvious from the day the FBI broke the story that he was going to be out of office. The only question for people who lived in Illinois was how soon was that going to be. When they released the tapes, they released the transcripts of the tapes, the written transcripts, and almost everybody that I know who has a laptop or a desktop had downloaded and seen the incriminating evidence that would lead legislators, whether any law was broken or not, to want him out of office simply for the notion of offering to sell the office. His appointment, you know, he has a long track record in the state of Illinois as being the first African American who could cross racial lines and get statewide support. And he's a politician, and he got a politician's reward for being a good politician. I doubt it, had he been a Republican, that he would have got appointed, but I think he will serve well. He served the state well in a statewide capacity before. If you will notice, poverty has not been touched on politically. And nowhere in the campaign did McCain or Obama talk about the poor. It was always middle America and Joe the plumber and blue-collar workers. The poor were omitted from the political conversations and dialogue, and the poor were never considered in the Wall Street bailouts, and the poor are still not considered as a part of this nation's agenda. The church has been there for the poor historically and is still there for the poor, and I think it should continue to do what it has done. No money would be going to Wall Street. I'd take some of their money, as a matter of fact. I think President Obama got in trouble talking about redistribution of wealth. I think that the very, very filthy, nasty rich need to share the resources with those who not only have not, Bush called them the have-lesses or have-nones, but have no chance of getting any with no education.